Welcome back, to our channel Rare Coins, all world coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of US coinage to uncover the hidden value of the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with a mint mark. This coin might look like any ordinary quarter you've seen before, but don't be fooled. Some of these quarters hold incredible value, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Stick around until the end, because we're going to reveal just how much this 1983 Washington quarter could be worth. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1932, honoring the first president of the United States, George Washington. It was originally intended as a one-year commemorative issue, but its popularity led to its continued production. Over the years, its design has remained relatively consistent, but certain years, like 1983, stand out for their rarity and value. So, what makes the 1983 Washington quarter so special? Let's explore its design, historical significance, and the key factors that determine its value. On the obverse front of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's profile faces left, with his hair tied back in a traditional 18th century style. Above his head, you'll see the word Liberty, and just below his chin, the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the right of Washington's portrait, you'll find the year 1983, a year that would later become significant for collectors. One of the most important features on this side of the coin is the mint mark, which tells us where the coin was produced. In 1983, Washington quarters were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, and some of them have turned out to be extremely valuable. Flipping over to the reverse back of the coin, you'll see an impressive image of a bald eagle with its wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons, symbolizing military strength. Beneath the eagle, there's a curved olive branch, representing peace. Surrounding this bold design are the inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1983 Washington quarter so valuable. First, 1983 was a unique year for quarters. Unlike most other years, no official mint sets were issued by the U.S. Mint in 1983. This means that collectors in later years had very few opportunities to find high-quality, uncirculated versions of this coin. Most of the 1983 quarters entered circulation immediately, making pristine examples extremely rare. If you find a 1983 quarter in top-notch condition, it's already worth more than face value. Second, the mint mark plays a crucial role. Certain quarters from this year, depending on where they were minted, have become highly sought after. The value can vary significantly between coins struck at the Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, mints. Third, error coins from 1983 are in high demand. Some Washington quarters from this year were struck with notable minting errors, such as double die errors, where some elements of the design appear doubled. Off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to an error in the minting process. These rare errors make the coin even more valuable to collectors, as they are considered one-of-a-kind treasures. If you happen to come across a 1983 Washington quarter with any of these rare characteristics, check its condition. The best way to determine its value is to look at the overall state of the coin. Collectors and numismatists use the Sheldon scale to grade coins, with the highest grade coins being labeled as mint state, MS 65 or higher. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now, the moment you've been waiting for: just how much could a rare 1983 Washington quarter dollar be worth today? If you have a 1983 Washington quarter dollar with a mint mark in pristine condition, or one with a rare minting error, it could be worth an astonishing $60,000. That's right. A simple quarter that many people overlook could be a hidden jackpot. So, check your old coin collections, search through your pocket change, and see if you have one of these rare quarters. You might just have a fortune waiting for you. Today, we are uncovering the secrets of a coin that many people overlook, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar with a mint mark. You might think it's just another quarter, but some versions of this coin hold incredible value. In fact, if you have the right one, you could be in for a huge surprise. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal just how much this quarter could be worth, and trust me, the number will shock you. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1932, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over the decades, this quarter has seen various design changes, but the classic version, like the one minted in 1994, remains highly collectible, especially if it has special characteristics that make it rare. Let's start by looking at the design of the 1994 Washington quarter. On the obverse front of the coin, you'll see the legendary portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This portrait has been featured on U.S. quarters for decades, showing Washington in profile, facing left. Above his head, you'll see the word Liberty, and below his chin, the motto, In God We Trust. To the right of the portrait, the year 1994 is clearly stamped, marking its place in history. One of the most important things to check on this side of the coin is the mint mark. The mint mark tells us where the coin was produced, and it can make a huge difference in determining the value of your quarter. In 1994, these quarters were minted in multiple locations, including Philadelphia, P., Denver, D., and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced different quantities, and some are much rarer than others. Flipping the coin over to the reverse, back, you'll see an image that has become a symbol of American strength, a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, representing military strength, while an olive branch below it symbolizes peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $quarter. Now, here's where things get really interesting. What makes the 1994 Washington quarter so valuable? First, let's talk about scarcity and condition. The value of any coin depends largely on how well it has been preserved. Coins that have remained in uncirculated condition, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions, are the ones that command the highest prices. If you happen to find a 1994 Washington quarter in mint condition, especially one graded MS 65 or higher, you could be looking at a very valuable piece. Next, we have minting errors, which are one of the biggest factors in increasing a coin's value. Some 1994 Washington quarters were struck with errors that make them incredibly rare. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with mistakes like double die errors, where parts of the design appear duplicated. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a mistake in the minting process. Weak or missing mint marks, which are extremely rare but highly sought after. If you come across a 1994 Washington quarter with any of these rare minting errors, don't spend it. Instead, consider getting it graded by a professional numismatic service to determine its true value. Another major factor is low mintage numbers. While millions of these quarters were produced, not all of them have survived in high-quality condition. Over time, many have been lost, damaged, or heavily worn, making pristine examples rarer than you might think. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the true value of the 1994 Washington quarter. If you're lucky enough to have one in exceptional condition or with a rare minting error, it could be worth an astonishing $63,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple quarter that most people would overlook could actually be a small fortune hiding in plain sight. So, before you spend any change, take a close look. You never know what treasure might be waiting in your hands. Today, we're diving into the 1995 Washington quarter with a mint mark, a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. Stick around until the end, because I'll reveal just how much this quarter could be worth, and trust me, you won't believe the number. Let's start by understanding the history of the Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, this quarter has remained a staple of U.S. currency. Over the decades, while other coins have undergone major design changes, the Washington quarter has remained largely unchanged, making certain years, like 1995, incredibly special to collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1995 Washington quarter. On the obverse front, you'll see the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Washington is shown in profile, facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head. Just below his chin, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is engraved. To the right, you'll find the minting year, 1995, which is key when identifying its rarity, but one of the most important features to look for is the mint mark. The mint mark tells us where the coin was produced, and it plays a big role in determining value. The 1995 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each of these mints produced a different number of coins, and some are much rarer than others. Now, flipping to the reverse, back, of the coin, you'll see the majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and military readiness, while the olive branches below represent peace. Surrounding the eagle, you'll find the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and $quarter. But what makes the 1995 Washington quarter so valuable? First, let's talk about condition and rarity. The value of any coin depends on how well it has been preserved over time. A quarter that has been in circulation, showing signs of wear and tear, may only be worth its face value. However, a 1995 Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS 65 or higher, can command an impressive price in the market. Another major factor in determining value is minting errors. Some 1995 quarters contain rare errors that make them highly collectible. The most valuable errors include double die errors, where some lettering or details appear slightly doubled. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to an error in the minting process, missing mint marks, which are extremely rare but highly desirable. If you happen to find a 1995 Washington quarter with any of these errors, don't spend it. These mistakes make the coin unique, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. Another critical factor in determining value is low mintage numbers. While millions of these quarters were produced, not all of them have survived in good condition. Coins that remain in nearly perfect condition are far less common than you might think, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the true value of the 1995 Washington quarter dollar. If you're lucky enough to have one with a rare error or in exceptional condition, it could be worth an astonishing $64,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple quarter that many people overlook could actually be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. So, before you spend your spare change, take a closer look. You never know what valuable treasure might be hiding in your pocket. Today's video might just surprise you. We're going to explore the 1980 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that's more than just a piece of change. This seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to be worth a lot more than you think, and you'll want to stay tuned because we'll reveal its true worth by the end of the video. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter. This coin has been a staple of American currency since it was first issued in 1932 to honor George Washington on the bicentennial of his birth. The design has remained largely the same for decades, with the beloved portrait of Washington on the front, but each year has a unique set of characteristics that can make certain years, like 1980, particularly valuable. So, what makes the 1980 Washington quarter special? Well, it starts with the fact that coins minted in this era were produced in large quantities. But as time passes, certain years stand out due to their rarity and well-preserved condition, especially coins that have been stored away and kept in great shape. The 1980 Washington quarter is a prime example of this. Let's break down the coin's design and features so you can spot the 1980 quarter in your collection. On the obverse, front, side, we see the iconic profile of George Washington, created by John Flanagan in 1932. The engraving is simple, yet powerful. Surrounding Washington's portrait are the words "Liberty" at the top, "In God We Trust" beneath his chin, and the mint year, 1980, prominently displayed. If you're looking at a 1980 quarter, make sure to check the mint mark beneath Washington's neck, which will tell you where the coin was minted. Now, let's flip the coin over to the reverse side. This side features a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, a symbol of America's strength and readiness. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. The words United States of America and E pluribus unum surround the eagle, and at the bottom, you'll see $quarter written in bold lettering. This design hasn't changed much over the years, but it still carries deep significance and pride. Now, when it comes to value, condition is everything. While the 1980 Washington quarter was produced in large numbers, the vast majority of them saw heavy circulation. Over the years, many of these coins have experienced wear and tear, diminishing their value. However, a quarter in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks almost as good as it did the day it left the mint, is a rare find. The most desirable 1980 Washington quarters are those that have been stored away carefully and are in near-perfect condition. Coins that achieve high grades, such as MS-65 or better, are incredibly sought after. In addition to the overall condition of the coin, the mint mark plays a key role in its value. The 1980 Washington quarter was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While all these coins are part of the same series, certain mint marks can affect the value. The 1980 Washington quarter, minted in San Francisco, tends to be rarer and may fetch a higher price due to its limited production. Now, let's talk about minting errors, because this is where the value can skyrocket. Errors are one of the biggest factors in determining a coin's worth, and they can turn a simple quarter into a collector's dream. For the 1980 Washington quarter, some notable errors include double die errors. These occur when the design is struck more than once, causing parts of the coin to appear doubled. Off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to shift and become partially or completely off-center. Clipped planchets. This is a rare error where a portion of the coin is missing due to an issue with the metal strip used to make the coin. If you happen to stumble upon a 1980 Washington quarter with any of these errors, you could be holding onto a valuable treasure. Now, let's get to the most exciting part of this video, the value. If you have a 1980 Washington quarter in excellent condition, with no signs of wear, or perhaps one with a rare minting error, it could be worth far more than its face value. And when I say far more, I mean it. In fact, a 1980 Washington quarter could be worth as much as $65,000, that's right, $65,000. A quarter that many people would overlook could potentially turn into a small fortune, depending on its condition and rarity. So, the next time you're sifting through your loose change, make sure to take a closer look at those Washington quarters. Who knows, you might just find yourself holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Today's video might just blow your mind. We're diving deep into the world of the 1996 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that could be worth far more than you expect. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at what these quarters are truly worth, so stick around to uncover the surprising value. To understand the value of the 1996 Washington quarter, we need to first look at the history behind this iconic coin. The Washington quarter has been part of America's coinage since 1932, when it was first introduced to honor George Washington on the 200th anniversary of his birth. The design has remained relatively consistent over the decades, with Washington's portrait on the front and a majestic eagle on the back. But don't let the design fool you, it's the subtle differences in each year's coin that make some years, like 1996, stand out from the rest. The 1996 Washington quarter is part of the ongoing series that has become a beloved staple in American coinage. In this year, millions of these quarters were produced, but what makes this particular coin so intriguing is the subtle rarity and potential for increased value over time. So, what exactly sets the 1996 Washington quarter apart from other quarters in the series? Well, one important factor is the minting process. The United States Mint produced these quarters in several different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, which can affect their value. The 1996 D, minted in Denver, and 1996 P, minted in Philadelphia, quarters are the most common, while 1996 S quarters were struck for proof sets, which means fewer of these coins were made for general circulation. Looking at the design of the 1996 Washington quarter, it's easy to see why this coin has become a classic. On the obverse side, we see the timeless portrait of George Washington, a figure that's synonymous with the founding of the United States. Above Washington's head, you'll find the word liberty and the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left. The 1996 mint year is prominently displayed beneath Washington's portrait, and on the lower right side, you'll find the mint mark D, P, or S, which helps determine the coin's origin. On the reverse side, the coin showcases a stunning image of the bald eagle, which has been a symbol of America for centuries. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, representing the nation's strength and readiness to defend itself, while the olive branch symbolizes peace. Surrounding the eagle are the words United States of America, with De pluribus unum, out of many, one, emblazoned above. At the bottom, you'll find the inscription, $quarter, to denote the coin's value. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1996 Washington quarter so valuable? Well, the main factor that contributes to its worth is condition. While these quarters were produced in large numbers, many were circulated heavily and have significant wear. But, if you happen to have a 1996 Washington quarter that has been well preserved, especially in uncirculated condition, then you could have a real gem on your hands. Coins that have been stored away, free from damage and wear, are far more valuable than those that have been tossed into daily circulation. If you have a 1996 Washington quarter that's in excellent condition, graded MS 65 or higher, you could see the value of your coin skyrocket. And it doesn't stop there. Minting errors can make these coins even more valuable. Errors can range from double die strikes, where the design appears more than once on the coin, to off-center strikes, which occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. Coins with errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are one of a kind, making them worth far more than their face value. The 1996 S-proof quarter is another coin that holds particular interest for collectors. Proof coins, like the 1996 S, are specially made for collectors and are struck multiple times to ensure a sharp, mirror-like finish. These coins are usually not released into general circulation, making them rarer and more desirable to collectors. If you're lucky enough to have one of these proof coins in pristine condition, you could see your coin's value rise significantly. But let's get to the most exciting part. How much is the 1996 Washington quarter really worth? Well, if you have a well-preserved, uncirculated 1996 Washington quarter, especially with a rare minting error or proof version, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than you might think. The 1996 Washington quarter could be valued as high as $66,000, that's right, $66,000. A single quarter that might seem like just another piece of change could hold the potential to change your life. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change or going through old coin collections, make sure to take a second look at your 1996 Washington quarters. You might just be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.